So stylish.
And then you get Fan Garland, I guess. Welcome, you guys can sit down. It's, have a seat.
Hey guys.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, John, for coming out when you did. I didn't know how much more kind of like song and dance.
You needed help.
It was getting to that point where I don't normally like to let you all in on what's going on backstage, but these guys had to go for a pee, and it was quite the long pee.
Well, we went in one of those single stalls.
Right.
So I had to go, and then Tom was
information.
harassing me outside, and then he had to go in.
We believe in the buddy system here at Wizard of Oz.
I have it on audio, actually. No, I was talking to my friend Jess to help me with flights, and I was talking to Ron, and all of a sudden you hear, Rosenbaum! It's you.
Well, welcome to Austin, guys. You know the drill. We're gonna have some folks ask some questions. You guys are gonna answer the questions. We can dive right in if you're ready to do this. Ready to do it?
Do you have to pee again? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
30 seconds.
Well, you're appropriately dressed, so you're a good person to start with. Hi.
Are you a fan of Smallville or Superman?
Smallville.
Come on, I'm kidding. Look at what she's wearing. You just go again.
And your microphone's not on.
I could talk louder.
Okay, you can project, or Rosenbaum's gonna go out like another mic.
I got this.
Hello?
What's wrong? You guys, 1, 2. What's wrong with this? Well, we got a technician here.
I think you're it, actually. At this point, you've now adopted the responsibility.
Oh, I think I got it. Hello? Hello.
Hello?
Oh, here, come up here and use this mic.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, that.
He says about the rain.
Question for John.
Thank you, Mike.
Is this one working?
It is, yes.
Welcome.
Get it, Mike.
Hello.
I've already met kind of all of y'all already, but what I would like to ask you is, as a retired teacher, I'm always curious to know, was there a teacher or a mentor or someone in your life that really inspired you?
John, you want to start?
Yes. I had several. Now, one was in high school, one was in college, and then one was after I started getting lazy about being an actor. That really brought some change to me. His name was Milton Katselas. He was a famous Scientologist, but he was a brilliant teacher, and he never. When I started studying with him, people used to call up my partner and say, "So is John a Scientologist now?" But I wasn't. I just became a better actor and a better person. Okay, thank you.
John, Mike was working on the tech situation.
Do I have to work for Wizard? Do it!
John, thank you for having a really great answer that I can't.
You can go sit down. Your question was asked. I wasn't listening. I was fixing the mic. I love it. My favorite T-shirt? My favorite T-shirt was a guy by the name of D. Whitney Combs. He was very theatrical and loved the theater. And I remember the
What did
first
he
day.
sound like?
John Glover?
No, Mr. DW.
D. Whitney Combs? You're not talking to the mic, they
What
can't.
did he sound like?
He sounded like this. I remember in Basic Techniques of Acting, he said, I was wearing this baseball cap, and he goes, "Excuse me, Mr. Rosenbaum." And I stopped at the door, and he goes, "Do you really want to do this?" And I said, "What?" "Do you really want to act? Because I don't have time for those that don't want to." And I said, "Turn it off! We don't need it!" Christ. And I said to him, I said, yeah, I love acting." He said, "We'll see." I did, and I had to prove it to him. He became my best friend. He ended up passing away. And but he was the one after college that actually call people to try and get me meetings and things, and I never thought I was gonna have. He goes, "Did you try Becky Baker? Call Becky Baker. You know Becky and Dylan Baker?" He says, "Call them. They're great actors. They've been in tons of stuff." And I call these people, and they go, I just was being funny. I left a message in the machine. "Hey, why don't you guys come over? I'll make you ramen noodles because I'm broke and I live in an apartment with 4 guys." And they call me back laughing. They go, "Why don't you come to our house for dinner?" And I went there, and then we hit it off, and they made a call, and so things started happening.
I got nothing. No, I mean, I really feel like when I got Smallville, I didn't have any experience, and I think I learned a lot from you guys. I think you guys helped me. Like, you very much helped me on a day-to-day basis working together, understanding what it was we were doing, and then the standard that you set was so high that, like, here's the thing about John Glover, and I would say this, it'd be easier to say this if you weren't here. You can't just waltz into a scene with John Glover. Like, he's gonna bring it, he's awesome, and it's fun, and it was always fun for me when I knew I had a scene with you. And I remember one time we were doing something, there was a blocking or something, and you were being very gracious and generous. But there was a pivotal moment where I forgot my line. I'm like, "What's the line again?" And you go, "You don't know your lines." I'm like, "Well, not yet, we're just blocking." And you go, "Weren't they written for you?" Such humor. "Weren't they written for you?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, John, I just like, give me a second, we're not ready to roll with the camera yet." And you're like, "Had you read them before?" He was actually, it made me relax a little bit more. But I learned a lot from this guy, John Schneider. And that O'Toole made me cry in a scene that I wasn't supposed to cry in.
You know what, John, by the way? John was the only actor on set that if something was bothering him before he got into a scene, it shows you the experience he has and the professionalism, because you walk in and you wouldn't think anything. I mean, something tragic could have happened, and John walks in and like, "This is what we're doing, this is the scene." And where we would come in and go, "Oh, this thing with this girl." And I was like, "Okay, let's do this." John would force you, without saying anything, to listen, to focus. And that's experience, and that's talent. So we thank you.
It's true. This is really a panel about John Glover. Exactly where we were. We were on the side, like, sort of back door of the kitchen that in the Kent Farm interior, whatever. And like, you walk in and
How did Lionel Luther get into your?
I don't remember what the scene was.
In the castle.
I don't remember the scene. But I'm looking at you and the door's behind you, and you're talking to me, and you took a beat, and I was young and stupid, and I kind of said your line to help you out, because I think he used to help me. He used to help me out, and you go, "Thank you, I was acting." And then we just carried on. Like, it was very sweet the way that I learned that lesson.
Yeah.
I'm a sweetheart.
I would have said something smart ass to piss him off. Like, "Well, take a shorter beat." Right? Piss you off.
Exactly.
I remember that scene in the first season where I was freaking out and I had to throw all this shit off the library. Throwing shit. I'm angry and all this. And it just wasn't working. I was exhausted after a few takes. And John was just kind of there. And I go, "Guys, I need 5 minutes. I need to take 5 minutes." And then 5 minutes to myself. I don't know. Because I just remember an acting coach said, "Take 5 minutes. It's your time. Breathe. Think." John just went to, "Son." I didn't say Michael. "Son, just listen to your father. Just listen to what I'm saying. And just talk to me during the scene. That's it." And I go, "I wasn't listening." That's the thing. I go, "No, we're ready. Let's go. No, let's go now. I swear to God, remember this?" And I go, "Let's go." And action. 1 take, done. Perfect. I wasn't listening to him. And it was a little thing that all actors forget. The most important thing is to listen. What do you say?
What'd you say?
Do I have time to speak now? Yes. The answer is Tease. He's the tease, the biggest tease. Are you not finding this out?
Yes, children!
Spell tease.
Next question.
Next
Yeah,
question.
hi.
This is what it's like to be on a set with Michael. Chaos, chaos, chaos.
All right, so this question's actually for Tom.
Oh.
I heard you talking earlier, discussing the lack of knowledge in comic before you took the role in Smallville.
Yeah.
What was kind of your deciding factor on accepting that role?
Once I read the script, I was like, oh, this isn't a story about Superman in high school. It's about a kid and his identity and trying to figure out his role and where he fit into the world and who he, you know, is there destiny? Is there... I just thought there was so much more in it. I saw it as a kid in high school. And then it was a pretty easy thing. People were like, you know, when Martian Manhunter came in, I was like, who? And they're like, you don't know who the Martian Manhunter is? I'm like, no, dude, that's a horrible name. From another planet who has like the same powers as like Superman and stuff. But the scenes are real because when he's discussing these things with Clark, I have no idea what he's talking about. So it really helped not understanding.
You can lower the mic. It's just a super boy.
Stand on your toe.
There you go. Go ahead, sir.
So, love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and making this like a big deal. Like, this has been a dream come true, like Comic-Con. It's like for Smallville fans and stuff. Alright, so I just...
Yeah, I did. Oh, you did?
Yeah, because you know what happens, Tom, is if they're all standing, then the people over there cannot see.
Yeah.
Okay, question answered.
But so as much as I want to see a revival Smallville movie, I know logistically, like schedules and whatnot, you know, might not be feasible. But we got two great, talented voice actors, or actors in general, Michael, Flash, and one of my favorites, and Anthony's and Peaking the Brain, as I found out. So,
I'm hot shit.
but anyways, Tom, I looked through your credits, didn't see any voiceover work, and so I was wondering, CW has a track record of doing these animated type revival shorts.
I think it'd be fun to animate the Smallville comic book series and continue to the show. I think that'd be fun.
You had to talk to Tom or maybe give him advice for transferring.
Being a voice actor.
Yeah.
I'm not really a voice actor, but I just love drawn to those jobs. Michael's very talented. He can do all kinds of imitations.
I never left my room in high school. I used to, you know these stories, but I used to, well, you know, but I'd stare at my TV while other popular kids out there, I wasn't popular, you were. And, you know, I'd hear the guy from Jaws, you know, he's like, no creature survived millions of years without fear, without change. And it's as though God created the devil, and gave him jazz. I would sit there and memorize that. Turn the damn TV off. Do something else. Go see some brandy. See some nature. She didn't even talk like that. What am I? But I would say I'm surprised. That's the first time I've heard he hasn't done any animation or whatever. But I'm doing an animated show that I'm working on. Me and Harlan Williams, a very funny comedian. You know the guy in he was in Sorority Boys. We no one saw that. So you guys are saying. No, but he was the guy running Dumb and Dumber. You guys drinking on some Krampus cough medicine there?
Yeah.
You shut your mouth and you know it was good for you, pumpkin pie. You gotta go to free. But like, there's a role, and you know, if I'm doing something, I want to bring Tom. And I always think of Tom. I always think of my friends. So just the advice is like be yourself. If you have a great director like we have, that Andrea Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
She is able to, like, if you give a reading, I've never seen anything like it. How would you describe Andrea Romano, who directed Justice League?
Brilliant.
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 Does she adjust the tone?
Should I say, Tom, slow that line down. So let's say you had the line of like, I've got cream cheese in my socks. That just came to me, I don't know. Let's say, slow it down. Like you love cream cheese. I've got cream cheese in my socks. Yes, but, and she would keep like just fast, great, a little faster on the end, boom, and then before you know, you're like, wow. And it's fun.
The cream cheese or the...
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
My question is for both Tom Welling and John Glover. I heard his feet. Just to say, I just wanted to ask how was filming the episode where the characters Lionel, Rupler, and Clark sort of like swapped, frame the section.
Oh, Tom played me brilliant. I had trouble because he's so strong and didn't have to. I just had to make it complicated, but it's not complicated.
There's a quick little story, Transference. It's one of my favorite episodes. And one of the things about playing Lionel has movements and gestures and things that you can sort of use and show the audience very quickly, oh, they've switched bodies because look at the way he's moving and its tone. Clark doesn't do a lot. I don't know if you remember this, we were shooting at this mental institution, which was also prison or whatever in the movie. And I had gotten there and you had a scene before me and they asked me to come to set, you wanted to talk to me. And I was like, okay, and you were behind bars in this cage. And you're like, Tom, thank God you're here. I'm like, what's going on? And you're behind the bars. And you're like, how do you do this? This is John Glover. In fact, he's asking me a question about, I was like, and he's like, how do you play Clark? And I go, well, just don't complicate it. Like, Clark doesn't do a lot. Just sort of be there. And he goes, I can't do that. I complicate everything.
Not know how.
That's one of my favorite. People ask me Smallville, the pilot and Transference, because it was such a stretch for me, and it was such something new for me to do that I really enjoyed it. I think it turned out really well.
He did cocky so good. He just was cocky. Yeah. So he'll always be cocky for me.
I have to say this about Tom, and he's pretty modest, but we, as great as John is, and I'm all right, but we had time to work on our scenes and really work things out in terms of preparation before we got on the day. This is a guy who was in every scene for 10 years straight. We didn't have time to go, all right, let's dissect this scene. Let's say we had 3 or 4 scenes in a show together. We had time a week to